Hey, well, good morning. I am here. We are at Signet Center in the bowling alley. So we changed it up a little bit. So we're going to do a couple of episodes down here this month. Just change it up a little bit, different vibe. So if you hear, some things in the background, it's because we're not trying to hide the fact we're in the bowling alley.
Right.
So, you might even see somebody slipping down the aisle or something like that later on. Might throw Alex down the aisle or something. We don't know yet, so we'll figure it out. But, we're gonna have a good time.
Dang,
We're going to do what we normally do. Of course, I'm here in the building with the fellas. I got Big Irv, Minister Irvin. We got Minister Vincent. And we got Pastor LJ. So, look, man, number one, we were off camera talking about it, but for those of you that might have tuned in, and caught it this week, we were talking about verses, man. We were talking about the Lots. We talking about Dipset. I don't know how many of y'all were fans of that era, but back when everybody was wearing pink. How many of y'all had pink? Be honest.
Nah, I didn't do it. I never hopped on the
Nobody got into that? Okay, good. Okay.
I got pink
after
shirt,
I turned 40, I was
Right.
into the pink, but I was.
not back then.
I was sitting back last night, man, just thinking about that era and what I was doing during that time. And, it was crazy because I was sitting up there thinking, man, what was I doing when this was out?
What was y'all doing now? I was in high school, so let's see how old we are.
I ain't speaking on it. I was in
the Army.
Okay,
I was in the Army.
Oh, I do that. I was in the Navy.
I
do that.
I was a youngin' in the Army at this point, man. And, as a matter of fact, it was a good time to be in the Army because I was stationed in New York at the time.
Okay.
So
I was over here.
Dating a New York girl. So, I was getting immersed into the
Right.
I was getting immersed into the life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
immersed, bro.
Immersed. I was like, hey, that's a whole new culture right there. Because in that era for me, I came out of Georgia where it's the Dungeon family.
Right.
I'm Outcast head. It's all about, Goody Mob, Outcast, that whole thing. So we were wild down south because, it's dirty south back then. So, it's a different era back then. So, to come to up to New York and then kind of have that different vibe of, it was just different. I didn't understand what grimy and gully and none of that stuff was. Then you get there and you realize, it's a different vibe. But
so for me, that was the best. To me, that was the best versus so far.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out. That's the Lots put it down. Jada held it down. That was the best one to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just gave me a
different. Did you watch it?
Yeah. I watched it.
Say what?
I mean, I caught it on a replay. I had to see what everybody was talking about.
Hey, Vince was like, Jesus, I plead the blood.
So we gonna do that.
There will be no fighting, God. I bind and rebuke every demonic spirit that would try to come against these men now. Like,
Why he tapping his feet though?
right. Can we just get back to the music, Lord? Man. Well, all right, but what about you, man? So, we don't want you to tell it all, but what was going on in that era?
Me coming from the West, that era I took a lot of slack because when New York was hot, it was the Diddy thing, and I'm death row born and raised, so it was that era. But that verses, man, really it was dope because I saw another side of Jada. I always saw the commercial side, but I always liked the bully part. So that was dope to me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, man, look, I guess. Point number one for today, it's okay to enjoy a versus battle.
Absolutely.
Okay, so,
I didn't quote everyone.
And I try to catch them all, and sometimes I catch them on replay because they start too late. That would be point number two. You're going to do something, be on time. Don't do that to people. People out there, they want what you got, so, be on time. But today, man, I just want to talk about something for a few minutes. Lessons I've learned in my faith walk from social media platforms.
Repeat that again.
Lessons I've learned about my faith walk from social media platforms. So, and I guess a good way to put it, let me start like this. YouTube is, for all intent and purposes, a social media platform.
Right.
Fact.
YouTube, for me, is a place where, content creators have channels where they can place their stuff and basically say, if you want to come here and look at what I'm putting out, you can come to my channel and watch all this content, right?
Right.
But here's what I've learned. Not everyone who watches will subscribe to what you're putting out.
Right.
And I know for me, you know, you got that little bell, right? You go to a channel,
notification.
You like it, you hit the bell, and that means you're now subscribed, right? Or you can hit subscribe, and now anytime they put something new out, it's gonna come and let you know, hey, John just put some new stuff out, Irv, you should go check it out. Or, hey, Pastor LJ just put some new stuff out, you should go look at it. But here's the thing about it. In your faith walk, man, at least for me, YouTube helps me with my witnessing.
Okay.
And here's why. I think sometimes in life, we're not honest about the fact that people look and they gauge you off of your realness and your consistency.
Okay.
Whether that's a friendship, you know, a relationship, a situationship, any kind of ship, you looking at, you know, consistency, you looking for predictability, and you looking for quality, right? Same thing with a YouTube channel. I'll subscribe to your channel because I like that one video, but I'm looking for a consistency that you're gonna continue to put out that kind of content. Right? Faith walk, same thing. There are some people that see you, they like, yeah, I can rock with that. I don't like everybody talking about that they love God. I like Pastor LJ.
The way he put it down.
Because he's solid.
Yeah.
The problem that you can run into in your faith walk is when your witness gets shaky.
Right.
One day you saying this, but then I'm catching you over here in a different way.
Right.
Content, right? If my content ain't consistent, people gonna unsubscribe.
Turn off notifications.
They're gonna unsubscribe. So our witness now is affected. I think social media can teach us a lot about our faith walk, because those same people that we deal with in real life are the same people you deal with on social media platforms. And they think the same way. But we in church insulate ourselves sometimes into kind of acting like what's happening out there is not what's happening in here, right?
Right.
And so just from that perspective, man, just, you know, I know we all get on YouTube, things like that. You know, I just kind of wanted to, and I know it's gonna be more of a challenge because y'all gonna have to think about it from your lens. Right? But when you think about YouTube and how it could play out in your life and how you can parallel it to your faith walk, anything pop out in your head?
I'll say it this for me this way. I think a lot of times what we do is we like to show what we do instead of how we live, right? So for like pastors, and you know, for instance, right, we'll post us teaching, preaching, you know, whatever it is we're doing. We'll post anything about our church, events we got going on, what's coming up, conference coming on. Y'all make sure y'all come on and register and everything else. We love to show y'all what we do, but we don't really like to post how we living. You know what I mean? And so for me, if you just go to mine, you probably, especially my personal page, you'll actually see very little church posts. You know what I'm saying? What you're going to see is the family. What you're going to see is just my everyday life. Because I personally think that's just what people want to see. And so I love when you said about consistency and the content. You know, I just think the content is like what you do. People want to see like how you live it. We know what you do. We know you teach. We know you preach. We know you got the church thing going or whatever it is that you do.
That's good.
But we want to see like how you live, what's going on, like how you interacting with your kids and what you're doing with your wife, and you know. So that content to me, if you make it as personable as possible, you know what I'm saying, like you kind of good. But I just think we just kind of get caught and want to just show people what we doing instead of how we really living.
Yeah, something came to mind when you just said that. I got my own thing, but what came to mind, piggybacking off what you said, you're talking about showing how we living or what we do. But are you really sure? I ain't talking about you. But people like to show what I want you to think.
Oh, absolutely.
Or the way I want you to think I'm living. You know, personal example, you know, my wife will look up there and say, yeah, see, she's, you know, him and her doing such and such. And then next thing you know, maybe a couple months later, you see all of the pictures of that dude erased from that person's profile. And I was like, you know, saying you wanted me to be that dude. But we still together. Now, which one you want me to be, really? Like, you know what I mean? Because if you want me to be that dude, he ain't there no more. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, it's funny, you know, you're talking about being authentic. You know, actually putting out proper content that you're going to stick to and be able to stick to. But the thing that came to mind as far as me is that I always think about the followers. You know what I mean? And I got this category of followers when I look at it. Because, you know, you got your followers, people who follow you. And people you know follow you. They actually clicked on it. But then you got ghost followers that never actually click on following you, but somehow, some way, they can watch your movements, whether it be through somebody else's account or because you attached to somebody else or whatever. And then you got phantom followers. Like, you know what I'm saying, you look at people, they might click yes, but they never actually subscribe to your page. Right. You know what I mean? Or they might view you. And like you see evidence of them, but they really haven't subscribed. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm looking at the type of followers. Like, what makes people say, okay, I want to show that I actually support. Then say, okay, I'm going to follow you and I'm going to watch everything you do. I'm going to even feed off of the scriptures you provide or whatever. But you ain't got to know I'm following. You know what I mean? It's just like the different ways people process just following you. You know what I mean? So that triggers me and stuff. And just thinking about it, you know.
Yeah. That's good. Man, you had a long time.
I did because I ain't really a social media dude though. So but the thing I've learned is that it's almost like when it comes to religion and social media, you're tried right then. Okay. Tried right there, like without them even, you know, you post something. Okay, they say you just decide to say you post something that you do, and it's against somebody else's conviction, or you hung, and I wouldn't do that, or everybody has a comment. So
that opinion, boy.
I always wonder, like, would these same people do it if we was live in church? I mean, would they have the tenacity, the same level? So I've learned to look at the social media as a tool to say, is this person really about this life, or he just saying it because you feel safe, or you saying it because it's really a problem?
No, I got you. Yeah. But I want to jump back on this. All y'all's answers. Parallel it back to what you actually know in real life, though.
All right.
Okay. So people really do, even in church. They just don't say it to you.
Right.
They go to someone else.
Yeah, I
right. So this is what I learned about it. The same
yeah.
thing you're saying. This is what I learned in the faith walk. Yeah. It ain't no different. Social media is no different than what you're dealing with every day. Those same people are just taking the tactic and moving it to another place, right?
Okay.
So the same thing is happening to you in real life. You're right. Ain't nobody get ready to walk up to you, Big Herb, and be messy in your face.
But you on my page, like.
But they doing the same thing with people as well, though.
Yeah.
We what we have to learn how to do is the same way. If somebody comes to your page, right, and they making crazy comments, we do it all the time on Sundays. If you keep coming to the page making bad comments, what we gonna do? We gonna ban you.
Block.
Sometimes in life, and this is what I learned from what you saying. Every now and again, I got to put you on the block list. You can't come here no more because I don't care if you want to be subscribed. I got to ban you because you're reckless, you're bringing me down, you're distracting me, you're causing me not to be able to do what I need to do.
I got to play devil's advocate though, but it says come as you are though. Why can't I come in? Why can't I come in your social?
You're not just coming
here. That's church.
You can wear what you want to wear. But you can't say what you want to say.
That's church. This ain't church.
You talking church though?
Nah, bro.
I'm just kidding.
Dog. You got to come correct though.
I feel that. I feel that.
At some point, you're gonna get the private chat message of, hey, be careful with your, right? Yeah. Now, once I've notified you that you violating, and you don't correct that behavior, you gotta go.
I can do that.
I mean, just straight up. And then on yours, I want to come back to it just because I think I agree a lot with what you said.
Okay.
But I think we do that in our walk sometimes too.
Okay.
We show people a certain walk.
What you want to see.
Right.
But that ain't really
right.
what it is. I mean, I can sit there and tell you all day long, it's Jesus in the morning, Jesus in the new day, Jesus all night long.
Right.
But I know, like y'all know, that, I watched Dipset and Locks last night.
Right.
And the last thing that was being talked about last night on that was Jesus. Okay?
Absolutely.
And it's like, all right, being able to just say, look, I do other stuff. I live. Right. So that when people come to church, they're not so dogmatic.
Yeah.
Because of how we been.
Absolutely.
So, I thought
I just feel like we let people see that. I know I want to see that from leaders, from people out there. Like, I want to see more of just, what's going on? Like, what do you do outside of what you do? Like, I mean, that's the interesting part about you. Like, it ain't really interesting seeing you do that all the time. I want to see what else you got going on.
We don't want to see your job. We want to see you. We see you.
Good. That's good. All right, so let's talk about Facebook then.
Okay.
And since Vince all in my notes, man, we'll kind of go there. And I think he don't get to go again. Look, skip card. Right. Not playing this round. Look. All right, but Facebook. This was what I came up with in just my thought process. Not every person following you is a friend.
Right.
And not every friend is a follower. Now, for those of you who may not understand Facebook and how it works, you can follow a page, but you can also follow a person, but not be their friend. So you can see what's going on their page, but not be a friend.
Right.
But then you can be a friend and unfollow so that I'm still your friend, so that you don't see that I ain't your friend no more, but I've unfollowed you so that you don't come up in my news feed.
And then other people don't see that you're a friend too also.
And
Wait a minute. Y'all might be teaching me something there. Say what again?
okay, so you can follow a person, but
Pull my
not be
stuff
their
out.
friend. But you can also be a friend, but not follow somebody for a period of time. And so
Wow.
basically, they won't show up in your news feed at all.
Cut
You
the
gotta go in
notification
options
off.
and do that.
Right,
Yeah.
you got options in there.
I can be your, I can be your
Some
friend, but cut the
advanced options,
notifications
but
off.
you can really control a lot
Wow.
about what friendship looks like, depending on how you want to rock, right? So Facebook has a way of helping me understand how to categorize people, right? Because there are people that I know follow me that the only reason they following me is because they waiting for something to go wrong.
Right.
Again, I think I probably said this before, Facebook can be like NASCAR. People go to NASCAR for two reasons:
Speed and the
the
crash.
speed and the crash.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
People, you got the ones that just go there to get drunk and
Right.
scream, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, most people are there. They're there because they want to see this huge
Right.
wreck,
Right.
right? Or they want to see the speed, but they ain't there for nothing else. Some people follow you because they waiting for your demise.
Yeah.
They followed you because they heard about you and they want to see if it's true or if it ain't true.
Yeah.
Some people are following you because they nosy. Some people genuinely follow you to support you.
Right.
Yes. Some
But-
people just waiting on I told you so.
Yeah, but see, the one good thing about Facebook for me is Facebook has a way of humbling me.
Okay.
To remind me that everybody that clicked on friend
Ain't your
ain't my friend. And I think in a faith walk, man, sometimes you have to be willing to say, I can't tell somebody else what their language ought to be when it comes to something like the term friend.
Right.
But I just have to learn how to maneuver within the different definitions. Facebook has really helped me with understanding that I can have a X number of friends on Facebook,
Right.
but how many of them really?
Right.
So the thing about friends though, you gotta accept it. Everybody just can't become your friend though. So how does that happen?
Right, because I don't view them as my five.
Oh.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I've had to redefine
Right.
what friend means because we use it so loosely.
Right.
So Facebook helped me to tighten up my definition of friendship.
You're right.
Because nowadays, my daughter, man, let her tell it, she got 1 million friends. I'm like, you do not have that many friends.
Right.
Like, cause none of them can't walk up to you in real life like I got.
Some of them can.
No, some of them can't though. Like it's just because we Facebook, so you can't come sit at my table at Applebee's.
Well, a lot of them won't. See, like I think what Pastor John is saying is, you got a lot of, you get up there and, you got something going on and you post whatever. That's why I don't post what I got going on. First of all, number one, because don't nobody care. I ain't trying to be
Say
funny,
that part right
but
there.
You got people, they post, you in the hospital, you laid up, you didn't did such and such and such. Like, these people don't care. They like your post. I know they liked your post and they did, but like if Facebook didn't exist, right, would you hit on these people? Would you, that's
Dealing with a health
what he's
challenge,
saying
y'all.
when he talking
Pray
about.
for me.
That's how it goes. That's how it
But
goes.
that's what he's saying when he talking about friends. You know what I'm saying? And knowing like it's really back to those boxes, right?
Absolutely.
Which category you putting people in. But I think that Facebook friend thing is just, you got to know like which box these people in. You know what I'm saying? I know Facebook calls them friends, but we still got to be a student of it. You said, you got to be able to accept it. So that's the other side to the Facebook. People, you can set it to where people can't just become your friend. You got to accept them and that sort of thing. But even in accepting them, I think, again, how we always say, just know which box you putting people in.
Exactly.
What taught me was it's like some of them friends can be phony. They can be
absolutely.
I mean, or they can hurt your page, cause a virus. So you ask me for a friend, I'm a face why.
See, I don't take it that seriously no more. I think I used to. It's like, if somebody didn't respond to a friend request, you like, but dang, we not cool. And then, you try to figure out, and then it was like, John, come on now.
Yeah, I don't think
this ain't real life.
Yeah, I don't think I ever did.
Man, cause you different. We talk about that all the time.
I just be deleting them. I be deleting them like, no.
It's just too many people, like you don't even really.
I just be deleting.
You don't even really check your.
But you Bishop Kim Brown's son too, though.
So, but y'all check like your invite every day.
No.
So you might be sitting in the invite a little bit. you know what I'm saying? You ain't going on. Let me see who want to be my friend today.
Yeah. Well,
no, it ain't an everyday thing. Like, let me check today.
Right. I mean, I ain't never been, like, if I get a notification,
there
there's times where I still got people they still on the waiting list right now.
On the waiting list.
Yeah, they on the waiting list right now.
Everybody for a little bit.
Hey, I got the little velvet rope. You're like, this is you bouncer. Look, I'm like,
absolutely.
Take 3 more. No, not you.
No.
One behind you. Come on in. Come on in.
That's
you let them
just
in.
how it be.
Look, and then be like,
hey, man, you gotta guard yourself.
We'll let y'all
man.
know. I mean,
you gotta guard yourself.
Yeah, people look at your page and be like, I'm gonna tell you what, the killer that kills you on Facebook to me, it helps me in my walk, is your mutuals.
Okay.
Your mutuals.
I like that.
That's good.
That's
like
how
that.
your mutual,
like
is you really cool with him?
I like that.
Are you really cool with her? Why you cool with her?
Yeah.
So I try to kill that part off. Because that mutual kill you
That's
off.
good,
I'm
though.
like, man,
I like
listen.
that.
That's a good way to vet people, though. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if this person is connected to this
It's
person,
connection.
then that might be a good vibe to understand
Yeah.
whether or not I can probably rock with this
Right.
person or not. Versus, you cool with 3 people that I know
Right.
I'm not getting ready to really associate
Absolutely.
with. So that gives me some pause.
But they are mutuals though.
They are mutuals.
But they are mutuals, which means they on yours too.
Yeah.
So you feel a way about it. See what I'm saying?
Right. Does this person know my life really? Because this person know my life really. It's just too.
And not just that.
Yeah.
How they move.
Based upon how you
How
say
they
it,
move,
right?
how they move.
They attached to yours. I would tell you the other thing that gets me with the social media and the face, it's just their opinion. Right? The opportunity just for people to just share their opinion. And I know like that's kind of why it's there, but at the same time, I kind of feel like I don't really want to hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Not about everything.
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you what I do like about it though a little bit. It's like, with even Twitter, all of them, it's like, it give me opportunity though for me to see how you think.
That is
like,
true.
You have to wonder sometimes.
Whether it's about subject, you could just comment on something somebody else put. Like it gives me insight on your perspective on things.
But you can do that in your faith walk too, though.
Yeah.
We just don't take advantage of it enough. Now, you could easily have just a little pop shot conversation with somebody and find out a lot about it.
Yes, absolutely.
You can. Yes, you can.
Yeah, that's the right question.
We don't do it though because it requires a little effort sometimes.
It does.
It's gonna require some effort on your part. But I'm gonna come to the resident Bible scholar. in the room.
He ain't scrolling today. He ain't scrolling today.
So here's my thing about Facebook especially. The Bible says, do not let your good
Be evil spoken of.
Facebook to me seems like it's one of the breeding grounds for your witness to get destroyed.
What say you?
So I want to ask you, how do you balance out on a social media platform like Facebook and in real life, ensuring that you're still relevant, you're not so heavily bound that you know earthly good, but at the same time you balancing out the fact that, yeah, at the end of the day, you got to call on your life, you are Minister Tucker, and you got to find a way to still be relevant and real with your comments in real life, out the door, and on social media, but still be responsible in how you do what you do.
Yeah. Well, you know, the scripture also says stay out of the very appearance of evil. So that can be twofold. Either you're talking about you appearing to be evil, or there's a situation that appears to be evil. I'm gonna stay away from that. See what I mean? So it's twofold. So, and then also when you talk about my life, I also have to watch how I do things and how I move, not just because of church, but because I'm a college professor.
Absolutely.
And I can get fired by making the church
Facts,
college look bad.
facts.
You know what I mean? Once again, you know what they always say: freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences.
Say it one more time.
Yeah. No, we have freedom of speech. But freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences.
Still get punched.
You can say what you want, but that don't mean there will not be any consequences.
That's right.
I like that one, bro.
You know what I mean?
I like it.
And so-
Liberation.
So you always gotta move. You know what I'm saying? You always gotta move properly.
Think about my cornbread.
And say, you gotta know how you want to represent yourself, and be comfortable in that. You know what I mean? I know there's certain things I don't want to represent myself with, and then there's certain things y'all might be cool with, and saying I want to represent myself. Like I didn't tweet. I saw Jada, man. Jada killed it. I mean, that ain't nothing wrong to say, but it wasn't nothing that I need to attach to my timeline. And I don't mind saying it because I just said it in front of the camera. As a matter of fact, I texted a couple of my homeboys and said Dipset, just as a joke. You know what I mean? So it's just all about, you know what I'm saying, what type of moves you want to make, what you want people to be said about you, and then what is your call? Because my call is not to that group, so I really don't have to, you know what I mean? I know my call is more so, let's be honest, is to the people that are in church once they get in. But your call, most definitely, is to those people you've already been out there and associated with. That don't mean I can't minister to them. Don't mean you can't minister to people in the church.
Facts.
But you know, it's like, okay, if you take 100%, your life is 100%. 80% of my call might be to the church, 20% might be outside of the church, and yours might be reversed. But that don't mean anything different. So it's just all about, you know, that call.
And it's just being authentic and moving the way you move, right? I don't care what the percentage is, as long as the percentage is authentic. You know what I mean? Because I think that's where
and not clonish. I think the move is not to be to stay peculiar. You know, we're not supposed to be a robot. I'm not supposed to be Pastor L. So again, so my walk is my walk. That's why I don't get offended when you say, because I've posted that on my social media on what my walk is. So if that's my walk, I shouldn't be offended about your opinion. And I'm not.
That's dope. It's just an opinion.
So I'm gonna drop down now to Twitter.
I don't like Twitter.
Hey man, listen.
It's limited.
Listen. That is the
once you run out, you stuck.
Listen. Our spiritual oracle's favorite platform is Twitter. You will stand down, sir. Okay.
Spiritual oracle, what is this, Matrix? Did he say oracle? Oh, God. You drinking the red or the blue?
I'm not sick of you. You did this to me last week and I let you slide. This man Googled a word right in the middle of our game of spades. What's that last week?
Legalistic. Legalistic.
Yeah, he go, I'm Googling that.
I got you, bro.
Come on, man. That's a real word.
Study the word.
Shut up, man. Anyway, Twitter.
Show thyself approved.
Yes, sir.
Retweets can be deceiving. Just because someone repeats what you say does not mean they believe the same thing. So for me, I realize that there are some people that will come up and tell you, and all of us have had to deal with this in some way. You got the mandatory, you're doing KLLG, like you like a KLLG regular. There's a KLLG on, you probably there. Of course you, with Church Redefined, there are people that will come up to you and literally be like, man, heard what you said, repeat it to you, verbatim. And then you'll find out later that they ain't even agree with you.
No.
And I think retweeting is that in social media. There are times when people retweet your stuff, man, they don't mean that. They're doing it because of the peer pressure of the platform. Because if LJ put something out,
I'm gonna retweet it.
And everybody else retweeting it. Man, it's almost like your thumb be up there shaking. Like, man, I guess I need to retweet it. Everybody else retweeted it. You might not even agree with that. And I realized in life, because I've done it before, every retweet does not mean agreement. And even in real life outside the walls, everybody that's repeating what you're saying don't even believe what they're saying about it. Like, they don't agree. It's not the same belief system. And so retweets to me are just a reinforcement that you gotta look beyond just that surface level lip service that you get in life. And you gotta have some discernment.
Absolutely.
You know, and you gotta get beyond just, you know, somebody being there, because that's an easy move right there to hit the little arrows. And now it's
maturity,
like,
because it sounds good to you, right? Like, for instance, if nothing against say L post something, my followers gonna be like, huh? We know that's not your get down, so why you retweeting that? You know what I'm saying? We're two different people, so again, just because it sounds good to you, it's not retweetable. And you don't believe that. You just want them the numbers he got on that tweet.
You want them mutuals.
You want them mutuals.
You want those mutuals.
Or them hearts. Come on, give your boy some hearts.
You know,
you want them hearts.
For me personally, and that might be very true. I know you said you've done it before. For me personally, I just, retweet, I think you gotta be careful with that. So if you out there and you retweeting stuff that you don't agree with or believe, you know.
Oh, you'll get caught up.
Yeah,
Subject.
you really. You know
Subject
what I'm
to
saying?
really-
I don't do it now, L. So
Yeah,
you got
I'm
to
just
judge
saying
me, man.
anybody.
I did it
checking,
before.
right?
I'm just saying
Anybody,
anybody.
you
I know, but we saying that people do it. I'm
know,
just saying
I
that
wanted to
if
defend
you
myself.
you retweeting something that you don't believe, you or whoever that person is, you are attaching yourself to that, that comment or that statement. Me personally, I just can't, I ain't, I can't retweet what Irv said because
It sound good.
You know what I'm saying? Like anything that if I retweet or if I repost it on the story, like I definitely got to believe it. But I can see people, I guess, retweeting for. I guess it's clout. Is it clout?
Let's keep it
I
100.
don't know,
Everybody want a heart, bruh.
I mean, I don't know.
Everybody want a heart. Everybody want a
It's a
like.
tough one for me. I don't know.
I see the retweet. We don't even have to go as far as retweeting. I mean, just clicking that heart and clicking like says to the world that you agree with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I click like, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, whatever,
You
I
agree.
I agree. Supposedly.
Whether you doing
supposedly.
that, you agree.
That's what you're saying to the world. If you click like, you agree with it. If it's a girl in nothing but a bathing suit and I click like, I agree with that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yee.
Like that's dangerous.
It's dangerous. It's
That's
dangerous because
dangerous.
you're saying, yeah.
And then the cold piece about it, I'm gonna tell you this is funny.
I don't even know what else to say.
Social media will put you on blast, and it'll say, if you look on it, says
Irv light. It's right here.
Irv reacted.
Yeah.
He was,
Irv loved it.
I just put
He
it.
liked
He
it. He loved
reacted.
it.
No.
And I'm gonna tell you something, man. My thing is this: when you look at a retweet from somebody, I don't know, maybe I never did this. I've looked at a retweet before, and all of a sudden I wanted to put the conceited meme under it because I'm like, y'all don't even like each other.
Oh yeah.
Y'all don't
It's a
even
lot of
look.
that.
Immediately, I'm like conceited. Like, man, I know
You beat, girl.
This is so like not authentic right now. And
But
But what?
so, cause I don't like Irv, I can't agree with something he put on Twitter.
I ain't saying
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it a Hondo. I don't like you. I ain't
petty.
posted.
okay. Call it petty then. Like, I mean,
That's petty.
Let's be honest
Hey,
though. If I don't like you, I ain't following you neither. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I
Yeah,
ain't
if
even.
it's problem,
Yeah, if it's
follow
problem like
me.
that, I
Why
mean-
you still following me?
Oh, you said
that's petty
if it's that
too.
bad,
Why
don't follow me.
Why you still follow me?
why can't, okay, so look.
Because if it comes across my feed, like if I'm still watching, that's all I'm saying. If
Okay,
I'm still
okay.
watching and following it,
Okay,
then
so
I ain't at that level.
That's
you
a
know what I
point.
mean?
Okay, so let's go back to the faith walk thing then. So what you saying is, I guess on a day-to-day basis, I ain't gotta necessarily rock with you on everything, but if I agree with something, I can just agree. And, you know what I'm saying?
So credit where credit due.
all right, so I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna recant my original
Can
Twitter.
I give credit like this though? Do I gotta like it though?
You ain't gotta like it, but I
nah,
get it.
nah. And then you
No,
don't
you
go
don't
follow.
have to like it. You don't have to
Oh,
like
ghosty,
it.
man.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah,
You
you
don't
have to
That was
like it.
good.
Right. I really don't want to.
I get it.
But all right, so we gotta talk about the ground for a minute, man. Like, I mean, this is an
okay.
easy one for me. I mean, I ain't gonna read nothing on this. I mean, we all know people do it for the ground,
Do it for the gram,
right? We
I ain't
all
gonna do
know
it.
that happens. So I mean, here's my thing about the ground, man, is that hashtag whatever, these goals, those goals.
yeah.
Here's my thing, man. Instagram is so image driven,
Right.
For sure.
right? And it's so shallow and superficial at times that it can parallel so easily to being religious.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, so for me, what I've learned from Instagram about my faith walk is everything is not what it appears to be.
Absolutely.
And so just going off of the initial glance at something is irresponsible.
Oh yeah.
It's something that'll get you trapped and caught up because you'll be out there chasing something that you see. Talking about relationship goals. Man, listen, you
back
be
to
out
what you
there,
were
you be out there hashtagging some relationship goals, and next thing you know, they about to break up, or they done broke up, or it wasn't what it looked like it was. And you know what I've learned is that's why it's good for you to just worry about your own page. Don't be worried about nobody else's page.
Worry about yourself. Can I help you? No, thank you.
Hey,
Worry about yourself.
matter of fact, man, hopefully, you know what? I'm going to pause right there just so media team can go back and find the little girl in the car seat.
Worry about yourself.
So we can go back and do the worry about yourself.
No,
You drive. Like.
Why about yourself? Why about yourself?
Can I help?
No. I help.
What do you want me to do?
Why about yourself?
Look, she said, look, she was like, don't worry about me. I got this. He said, you need some help? I don't need no help. And I think in life sometimes, man, social media has taught me, hey, you keep looking at these pages
My
if you
God.
want to, trying to keep up, right?
Man.
I mean,
Trying
people
to
out
keep
there
up.
trying to, I mean, you'll be a bad steward with your finances, trying to keep up. You'll be you'll be out there killing yourself,
Be
being phony
depressed.
as a husband
Yeah,
and a
be
father.
depressed.
How come you
Everything
ain't
else.
posted? He posts her every day. But is he with her now? Come on, somebody.
But-
is he with her now?
But IG has really helped me with understanding that everything you see ain't authentic.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and I'm gonna take it here and then I'm gonna pass it off to y'all. Hashtag Bow Wow Challenge. The brother said he was getting on his jet.
Yeah, and was
then-
on the jet.
And next thing you know, my man
wasn't
had it.
that
Look, my man was leaned over taking a picture of Bow Wow, man. You know, he wasn't on no jet. He was on a commercial airline.
Why?
You know?
Why?
Okay, but why? But why?
Why did he
Clout,
have
man, for
to
the
do
clout.
that though? Bow Wow got cheddar. He got money. Like, so is
clout.
again is the clout that chaseable?
For some people, obviously.
that you want to be more than what you are. Again, in my realm of work, social emotional learning is not being happy with just who you are.
Who God called
who
you to
God-
be?
Like I'm telling you, He made you wonderfully and skillfully. You know, He took His time with you. So why not celebrate that? The biggest fall that we do is, man, is that cloud chasing to me, because what if Bow Wow wasn't as strong as he is? Because when he
bruh.
got busted,
Bruh.
he took it on the chin.
Where you get to? You put it out there. I didn't tell you put it out there.
Yeah, but again, some people can't take they demise and they going to the limit. But I thank God that Bow Wow was like, yeah, y'all got me.
Listen.
But you know that cloud chase can be dangerous.
Yeah, you absolutely
Because once you
right.
expose,
Absolutely. I look at it like, what's the Jay-Z line? We don't believe you. You need more people.
yes,
Right.
You know what I mean? That's just what social media. I mean, look. Everybody got to know social media is not real life. Like, don't nobody show you the downs. They always show you the ups.
They do show you them nasty rooms though.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait.
Your nasty mirror.
How you gonna be like, oh, and you got all kind
Yeah,
you're right, though.
It's not real. You gotta, don't worry about the comparisons and trying to keep up with the Joneses. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's-
What is real,
the
though?
Comparison.
I do like my social media when it comes to churches. I like to see the candid testimonies. When somebody says, I'm driving, God just touched me. I think that's a good use right there. Like, when people say, I'm really not a church goer, but I just felt something. And when it's authentic, and because if you look at some of the people Facebooks, they don't talk about church. There's nothing about church on their Facebook. But the moment that God touches their heart, they use that as a platform to say, if it happened to me, it can happen to you. I like that fact. I like that point. That's just me.
Oh yeah,
Because I know some real ones. I know, because I've been that dude.
Yeah,
Been
but-
driving and God said, "Bah!" and you, thank you.
I feel like me.
Instagram.
Right. Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
no,
Hey,
he
me and
no.
Elle agree.
God,
Me
you
and
so
Elle
good.
agree.
Okay.
Me and Elle agree.
You so
No,
good,
They're
God.
not driving though. These people pulled
hey,
over.
man. Hey, man.
I know, these people pulled over.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. So
It ain't time. Look, I'm like Jada. Irv, stop talking.
No,
It's my turn now.
No,
Let me
I'm
talk.
not caught. You did pull one out of that. I turned my hat back. Listen. But I'm talking about the authentic.
No, I
cats,
get
though.
it, but here's the problem,
But yeah,
though,
you right.
right?
Like, hallelujah.
It's gonna be the right.
Right. Hallelujah.
Right.
peeking.
Right. And this is my thing, right? I think I was getting ready to go there, and y'all can weigh in on this. I think, and I say this as the online pastor, I think social media has been good for church, but I think it's equally been bad for church because
I agree with that.
I mean, your front door, your windows now are social media, and you can kind of dress it up how you want to, right? Like, you literally could be in a room the size of a closet, and make it look like you got thousands of followers and get up there and do and be putting on airs and fronts, right? And I think social media has kind of forced pastors to almost feel like they gotta do that. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like you feel like you gotta put on the best.
Right.
You know, I ain't gonna say show, but I mean, and so I just think image, man. Like I mean, it's like El said. You know, there's a huge debate about when you bless a homeless person.
Right.
Should you? Yeah.
Should you? You know, should you take pictures of it and things like that? Now, I personally feel like, and this is my personal opinion. I'm sure it's debatable. Let's argue. You know, there is a place for that, because how does anybody become inspired to do the same if they don't know anything about it or see it? Now, I do believe you should, you know, let a person know. You know, hey, you mind if I, you know, video this man? Just want to let some people know that we're out here blessing folks, whatever the case is. But I don't necessarily see an issue with it. But I think because of the people that are out there going, thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. You know, I mean, because of them,
mess it all up.
They mess it up for everybody, because it's like, man, we all know that wasn't,
that wasn't the intent.
You know, so
and the people that most time got a problem with that is most time people that just, they ain't givers anyway. They don't do nothing. Because bottom line is this: anybody that actually give to people knows that when they see somebody like giving, they don't do that every time they like. You know, for people that give, like every time that I give to somebody, you don't see it.
No,
that's
like,
true.
I know, like you don't see
true.
it. Every time I get somebody out my people, you would have seen it today. You understand? Like every time I come out my pocket and give to somebody, you don't see. And I think givers understand that. That's why you don't hear people that actually give make those kind of comments. Oh, you ain't got to show everybody. No, because most times givers know that ain't the only time that man engage somebody something. Because they givers, they know how it goes. It's just only them people that don't give nothing that be mad about you showing giving, because you convicted. How about you give to somebody today and don't show it?
Message.
Or serve and don't
Yeah.
well, they serve because come on serve and you'll be blessed.
For sure.
I mean, I'm saying.
I know what I would think of is going back to what he was saying, is that, you know, of course we all know God knows your heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is scripture. And your heart
And that's
matters.
scary.
and that matters because, you know, Jesus went in the temple and flipped tables.
Yeah.
But
one of my favorite stories.
We know he had real purpose behind it because of what was in his heart. You can go to Mount Flip some tables if you want to. It's gonna probably be some problems. It's gonna be a few people that's gonna have some problems with you. You know what I mean? So you can't just frivolously just going up in the church and flipping tables.
Right.
But we know why Jesus did it. Same thing with David. David danced till his clothes came off. But it was something about his heart that allowed that moment because of the moment. It was rejoicing and everything like that. But we know that's stripping, right? I mean, let's put it in our terms. So the heart, you know what I'm saying? His heart.
Didn't see that one coming. Didn't see that one coming.
Good.
I had to hit y'all with so but my point is, he wasn't doing it to be just seductive. He wasn't trying to turn anybody. You know what I mean? Either, as a matter of fact, his wife was turned off by it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, your heart and what you do matters. I'm just throwing it out there because I'm pretty sure nobody ever made that connection.
No, never.
David, what you doing?
I'm going to let y'all in on something that y'all never probably done. Man, listen, I try to go through the Bible and find the first for everything, right? So I'm getting ready to come out with a new one right on the spot right now. So what you telling me is that David potentially had the first OnlyFans. I'm just saying. That's what he's trying to say. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to subscribe to that one, but
I'm loving that part. Y'all better come get it.
Right, yeah. But I'm going to throw it out there, but that wasn't my idea. That's what Vince said. So
let's get back to the point.
I like the point. David!
Yeah, go back to the point. I'm sorry. Back to the point. So David basically was stripping and...
Well, no. I'm going to go to where I was saying where Joseph said to his brothers, you know, what you meant for evil, God meant for good to the glory and to the saving of many people.
Right.
And so going back to what he said, when there's somebody who might be faking the situation, even though they might not be trying to do it for evil, but their heart is not in it, and what the enemy might be doing is trying to use it for evil, but there is somebody that could be blessed by that moment.
No doubt.
So I'm just saying, like, for you to find you know, an emotional connection or be ministered to by the moment, no matter how fake it may be. You almost want to say, look, man, do you? I mean, God ain't going
personal. It's
God
all
don't find no
personal.
pleasure in it, but it's somebody that still could be blessed by the moment. Just finding the other way of looking at it.
Oh no,
Trying to-
for
you
sure.
know.
I mean, God can use anybody.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, just the fact that the Bible says that on that day that many will say, Lord, Lord.
Yeah.
You know, the fact I prophesied in your name, I
Yeah.
preached in your name, and
Get
you're gonna
outta
look at
here,
them
get
and be like,
outta here.
I don't even know you.
He'll hit you with the
I
Italian,
mean,
get
clearly,
outta
there's
here.
a whole lot of folk in our real spiritual walk that are out here doing this,
Right.
Yeah.
and we think it's real.
Right, absolutely.
And they gonna get up there and be like, Jesus, come on, man, you know me.
Yeah.
Nah.
And see, what's so
Hey,
funny
he'll hit you
about
with
that?
the get out of
They
here.
didn't even come with that argument. I know you. They said, hold on, man, we prophesied, performed miracles,
Right.
and cast out demons
They
in
ain't
your
saying-
name. That
yeah.
was their rationale.
Yeah.
So in other words, I posted, I said Jesus on the gram. Well, I did all this stuff, and I'm still going to hell. Yeah. So, but the point is, they didn't know.
That's
That's
good
how you
though.
living,
But
that's
other
what you're
people
doing.
were still blessed by
By
what
what
they
you
were
did.
doing.
They got
So that's why I'm
demons
going.
cast out.
Yeah.
Would that go with the scripture? God won't be mocked.
Oh yeah, that what your man saw.
He gonna let his thing gonna go. Lord thing is gonna go.
He gonna get-
regard. He gonna get his.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
but you gonna come up short in the end. You know,
and
if
that's
you
crazy though. You doing all this stuff all your life. You like, oh, I did this and this, and you get there, he be like,
I don't even know
like-
you.
Like, you know you're not getting in, right?
And look, check this out. They did all this stuff in Jesus' name, and Jesus didn't rebuke them. Because you know, if you was lying to Jesus, he would rebuke you. So they did do those things in Jesus' name. And by doing those things in Jesus' name and not having a relationship with him, he said, depart from me, you worker of iniquity. That's wickedness. So he's saying you wicked.
because
But
because it's personal.
Yeah,
It's about man, not about him.
Yep, but he made the evil that they did, like he's saying, it still was able to be good for
Yeah.
somebody else. So that's good. I like that.
I had a
I
stove,
like
I
that.
can't even tell you.
You
That's
started
funny.
off shaky though.
Shaky.
Now, was I shaky? Was I shaky or was David shaky?
Yeah, he was
I'm just saying.
yeah, he was shaky. David was shaky.
I don't want to think about what day it was shaking or not shaking, to be honest with you.
Me neither. I don't
I
either.
mean, honestly, I don't even know where they came from, where they came.
Hey,
Maybe
you
because I'm hanging around him too much. I'm always sitting beside him. Maybe that's where it came from.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. God can even take that evil thought you had and turn it around. Nah, I'm messing with you, man. Nah, but look. And I guess last platform, man.
He said,
and,
turn it around.
last platform for me is TikTok, man. TikTok.
TikTok.
And I'm hoping right about now that
He said,
Pastor LJ's little TikToks are coming up on the screen with the family, and we seeing him
That
and
was dope,
KJ
dope.
and them doing their little steps with Lady Keisha. Because here's the thing about TikTok, he probably can. I don't know how yours went.
Okay.
TikTok is one of those things where we see the cut that went right,
Of course.
but we miss
yeah.
all of the
Of
videos
course.
that didn't go
67
well.
hours.
And in my faith walk,
ain't
I've
it.
realized something, man. A lot of people can't appreciate what went into the video.
Absolutely.
And in
that's
your
dope,
faith
too.
walk, they can't appreciate how you got to
Man.
where you
Facts,
are.
facts.
All they
Man.
see is that finished video, and they say, "Oh, I can go do that too."
Man.
And they don't want to go. But look, ain't nobody put in that work. They don't know what you went
Man.
through to make that video. Just like they don't know how you got to where you are. So to me, TikTok is really about testimony for me.
That's good.
And I just think TikTok has shown me time after time after time, man, that we really can't appreciate what goes into what people do. Like, they had these different challenges, the Renegade Challenge, the Luther Challenge.
Chandelier.
I mean, they got all these challenges, and when you look at them, you be like, that ain't that bad. You know
Man.
how many people messed up that doom?
Man.
Hey, you know how many people messed
this
that
one
up?
right here.
Like, I mean, people was
This one
killing
right here
that.
take forever
you
to
know,
get.
and I mean, I'm sitting up there like, you know, in our lives, man, people really discount
Man.
the journey.
Absolutely.
That all they see is the video and they don't know the journey. And I think TikTok is that on the social media side. But if we were to be honest, if people really knew Irv's journey,
Yeah.
number one, they would not sit by you.
All right.
I just got that. I got that feeling that people would be like, you would sit down on, you know, and then people would be like, and look for another seat, you know. Or if people really knew your journey, Vince, like really understood it, because there's some people that think they want what you got.
Right.
but they do not want to go through what you went through to get there. And a lot of times they don't know what it was. And that's, me and TikTok are like that. My daughter all the time come in the room, Daddy, will you do this TikTok with me? I said, I promise you I'm gonna do one with you one day. But it ain't gonna be that one. Because the work that it would take for me to even be able to do that.
I think
right?
the part of TikTok that blesses me is just the word TikTok. People think it's TikTok, it's quick. Nothing about putting that video is quick. You got, like you said, it's the process, the timing, the takes, the studying part. So again, I agree with you totally. Like no one, like everybody look at Pastor L's like, man, I can't believe that I'm glad that he's a redefined pastor. But let's talk about the TikTok moment that people said, man, why he sitting like that? Or he the pastor's son, he shouldn't be doing all that ridicule. So nobody want to talk about that time, that ticking and the talking.
Yeah.
So that's the part that blesses me. Like that TikTok, everything is time. It's maturation. It's maturity. I just didn't get here. Vince just didn't wake up quoting. Well, you probably did. You probably quoted 2 scriptures like, "When thou shalt not." But you didn't wake up quoting scriptures though. It took time for you to learn these scriptures. It took this maturation. TikTok is it's not instant. You may get instant gratification because you're getting these likes and all, but the process. I hate that. I tell Pastor Favorite, I hate that word, process. Because it's rigorous, it's torture, it hurts, it's sacrificial, it's terrible, dog. At the end of the day.
I think what's
rewarding.
I think what's most important, what you alluded to, is that it's the process. It's like a roller coaster. You wait in line for hours, and the roller coaster is only like 2 minutes.
Oh,
like,
man.
So the visual, right, that's what I'm saying. I was trying to be nice, but the visual part of it, what they see on a Sunday, or even see here, this is only an hour's worth of discussion.
Right.
But it was a long, how many years, our ages, to get us to the point to be able to have this discussion.
Absolutely.
And these perspectives.
Absolutely.
And that's only an hour, but it took double-digit years. Some people getting close to 50. You know what I mean? Some,
watch yourself, dog. Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
No, but to that point, and because I know you got to go, but like to your point, everybody had a journey to get to this stool today.
Absolutely.
And, Pastor LJ's journey to being a pastor, like number one, just that journey of being a PK. Being a PK is just something that I think we take for granted.
I wouldn't want to
We take for granted the fact that you share your parents with everybody, whether you like it or not. And you don't even have a real vote in that to a certain extent, to a certain age, where you might be able to, have your Nickelodeon or your Disney moment and say, I don't like it, and run up the stairs. But you ain't gonna get that but you ain't getting that to a certain age,
Right.
And to kind of just look at the fact that everybody's got their own testimony of how they got to where they are. Because people they will desire what you have.
Yeah.
But don't want to put the work in.
Well, they don't even know. Right. I mean, this is the thing about TikTok. I don't know if y'all got them TikToks on the first time or not. Well, I kind of do. But only reason why I would say I do.
We don't.
Well, I know y'all didn't. I know y'all didn't get it on the first one just because. I mean, you got younger kids.
Absolutely.
You got a wife that was a legit dancer, that can dance. God. So she gonna be like,
pressure.
Hey, I need more energy. I need more energy. All that. But, right.
I'm trying to concentrate.
Right. I'm 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't do both. Right. I can't do both. And so, it's just that whole thought process of just people look at TikTok sometimes though and just be thinking, oh, okay, they did a little dance. And no, it ain't that simple. Right. And I just think in our spiritual walk, man, sometimes we need to just take the time to appreciate our journey and then our brothers and sisters' journeys. Like, you don't get there overnight. You could be somebody out there today and you just on step 1. Yeah. But I promise you, everybody starts at step 1. And so just because your first TikTok is just you doing one of them regular TikToks where, you just sitting there and something happening behind you, but you just sitting there. Right. So what? After a while, you'll be doing those, advanced TikToks and have millions of views and be making all kinds of money. Yeah. If that's what you want to do, your journey will take you there. Yeah. But we cannot get so caught up in, I need what he got today.
Yeah.
You know, or I want what they got because I saw it on TikTok and I think I can do it better. Because that's the other thing. Somebody created it. There's an originator.
Right.
Everybody else is just learning the steps.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
if you can't come back out and do something else, that's all you got. You waiting on them to make something else so you can go and do that too. Right. My thing is with TikTok, I love the creators.
Yeah.
I love them because they're constantly coming up with something new.
New content.
You know, I know I talked to Alex about this a lot, just with the Mount Chesapeake. I love when we come up with something that no one came to us and said, hey, did you see what Potter's House did? Or did you see what New Birth did? I love when we come up with something because there's no pressure to be you. Right. And there's no pressure to come up with something else out of your own ideas. It's hard to continuously have to trace somebody else. Right. You know what I mean? And I think TikTok can show you a lot about that stuff. But anyway, man, it's on you.
Oh, man, I mean, I think I agree with something you said when you was talking about trying to do what somebody else did. And I think or wanting what somebody else has. And I think when you do that, you get off your journey and you get on somebody else's journey, right? And then you end up in the wrong place because you're so busy trying to get what they got. Whereas if you had to just focus on your TikTok or stayed on your journey, then obviously that's going to lead you to where you're going. You know what I mean? Because as soon as you take your eyes off of your journey, you start focusing on where I want to live like how Herb living. Well, only way you can get how Herb living is by going down Herb's journey. Right. And then you get down to the end of the day, and now you ain't at the right destination.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So like,
you weren't supposed to be in Dickies and Chucks.
Exactly.
How did you end up here?
Exactly.
How did you end up here? Like, you know,
following the wrong trend.
Absolutely.
Right.
It wasn't your journey.
Absolutely.
Right.
But the cool piece, but the blessing behind that though, if you on a journey and it's not for you, you still have time to get on your own journey.
You gotta reroute.
Reroute.
Yeah.
Reroute. That is my coin. Like, listen, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna mess up some TikToks. You're gonna mess up. Understand the mess up is part of the process. It's part of the get down. But if you stay focused and you stay after what God's having in your heart, you'll end up in a seat. You'll end up with a bomb TikTok.
Yeah.
But it's gonna take you time. It's gonna take process.
But stop coveting things that aren't yours.
My mind.
Yeah.
Like,
what was that word again?
Covet.
Covet.
You don't want to covet things that aren't yours. Like, I mean, if that ain't your destiny, stop trying to go and achieve somebody else's destiny. Like, you know, go for your own thing. And, you know, if there's nothing else that I learned from social media and how it like can correlate to spiritual walk, man, it's just a simple fact that you can get so caught up in somebody else's profile or their page, whether that's a channel on YouTube, a Facebook profile, whether it's a Twitter, whether it's a TikTok, whatever it is, man, you can get off track. It's like, focus on your account.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Make sure your stuff is up to date.
Yeah.
Make sure that everything that you're doing, right, that you're handling your accounts. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you could be out there worried about somebody else's account and your account be out in violation. Now you in Twitter jail, Facebook jail. You know what I'm saying? Your junk that got shut down because you was focused on somebody else's stuff. So follow your own path. Follow the path God has for you, and you'll be a lot better off because at the end of the day, you'll be out there looking at somebody else's stuff and it ain't even true. Yeah.
Find out what your like, when we talking about people's journey and worrying about what somebody else got, I think a lot of times we look at what everybody else, because we don't really know our destination. We don't know our purpose. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, that's the first thing, you know what I'm saying? When you talking about your journey and your process, like, first thing you need to figure out is what you really working towards. What's your final destination? What's your purpose? What's your goals? What's your assignment? You got to figure that out first. You can't even start the journey till you at least think you got an idea about where you're going.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times we look for that in other people. Okay, well, I think I kind of like what Herb got going on. So you start trying to do that, and really that ain't even where you supposed to be going, but you don't, because you unsure yourself about where you're supposed to be going, you try to look for it in other places.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm finna get a page off of Vincent. The Bible says, in all thy ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. A lot of times, your him is wrong. You're acknowledging all the wrong social media. You need to go in and find out who your him is, and then you get with the right him, and then he'll direct your path.
That's good stuff, man. I see y'all rubbing off on each other. Praise God for that.
One more thing. Bible also says, New Living Translation, lead a quiet life, mind your own business.
Yes, it does. Mind your own
You ain't my business. Don't do that.
Do the Bible really say mind your own business? Did it really say?
Yes, New Living Translation. I believe
Mind
it's
your
Corinthians,
own.
but-
No, I know it say. I just wanted you to say it
Hey, look,
again. It does say mind your own
That's
business.
good. That's good. I don't know who's gonna preach it first, but somebody's gonna preach it. Mind your business. So it's gonna be out
Worry
there.
about yourself.
And your business,
Worry
your
about
business.
Right.
Right,
Your business.
right. That's good stuff, man. Well, look, man, I've enjoyed this time with y'all, man, and I guess shameful plug for one of the KLLG classes. If you still looking for your purpose and stuff, Seed is a great place to start.
Yes.
So if
What
you
does Seed stand for?
Seeing evidence every day.
You tried to get him there.
Yeah, that was
He
good.
be getting it there. He be on
Hey,
it.
look, man,
Jackie
so
Chan.
if you don't know what that is, you can go info at the Mount Leads. You can write them, let them know you're interested, or you can go to the website and you can register for it. Well, look, our time is up this morning, but thank you for tuning in. It's now time for us to get ready to go back into the sanctuary for service. So we're getting ready for our affirmations. So, hey, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week.